Welcome back to my channel. It's MZ here. This will be part one of my tarot collection videos. I don't know how many parts this will be because I have quite a few tarot decks. So I'll start with tarot first and I'll eventually start showing my oracle decks as well. And yeah, I have a lot. So I'm going to try and keep these videos relatively short, not too long. And I was hoping to maybe film 25 decks per video so I can keep track of how many decks I have. So like by part 4 now I've got 100 decks because I've shown them. So yeah, let's just start showing you some of my collection. First deck I'm going to show you is the Spiral Tarot. I really like this deck. I love the artwork. And I have the book that comes with it. You can also get it in digital form rather than having a little white book. You get a full guide book. And yeah, I just love the backs on these. They're so cool. They're quite small, so they're great to shuffle. It's a really good deck. So let me just show you some of the artwork. These colours on this is amazing. I love using this. A lot of people don't like the borders, but I don't mind them. But yeah, it's just beautiful cards. I've used this quite a bit. I think I might even have a backup of this deck somewhere. You might hear me say that a lot because I like to have doubles of things that I really enjoy. Oh, that Judgment card is beautiful. All those people. That's cool. There's a lot of detail in these cards that you might not necessarily see first glance, like the sky there. That's what I love about it. It's so detailed. I suppose having a bigger card would be better because you could see the imagery more in detail. But I do like the small cards for shuffling. Yeah, they're such beautiful cards. I won't go through every card because this video would be way too long. But yeah, it's just a deck that I like to use quite a lot. That's the Spiral Tarot. Another deck I own is the Self-Love Tarot by Hannah Tricor. I bought this quite a long time ago, originally off their website, which is from another country, but you can get it more available now. I'm not sure if this is different to decks that people have now, but this was one of the first printings of it, so I don't know how many runs this has had, but I've had this quite a long time. So I really love the art style on this one. Really quite awesome. I love the like the colourful gold on the cards that really stand out. I just think that's really neat. So cool. This deck's in order. I don't remember putting it back in order. Maybe I was gonna do a video on it, but just never got around to it. Look at that. It's cool. Yeah, so like hairy legged people and like not like different type, like a bigger body type and that sort of thing. I actually found it quite charming. Kind of gave me vibes of the Reclaim Oracle sort of vibe of the similar sort of imagery. I like that one with the tattoos. I think that's really cool. But yeah, I really like this artwork. Really cool. Has a guidebook as well with it. I have separated my collection. They're on a separate bookshelf. I'll show you at the end how I've organised my decks at the end because at the moment it's just a mess. You do get a little white book that comes with the deck. I got this in 2021. Yeah, it's just really cute and I love the colours. I love like the watercolour effect. I just think it's really cool. Yeah, that's the Self-Love Tarot. And also I've got to show the backs, that's what the backs look like. Another deck I have is the Heartful Spirits Tarot by Trisha Leigh Chaffel. I got this off Gamecrafters website. Yeah, that was the website I got this from. Because I went on their actual website and they don't ship to UK, so I had to get it off the Gamecrafter website. But I've still got a really nice quality deck. It's got a guidebook with it. This sort of backs look like. I think they're so cute. And this is what the cards look like. I bought. There's two different editions you could get with this. You could either get one with the keywords on them and the reversal, or not. And I decided to get one with the keywords. I do like keywords on my cards. I love colourful backgrounds. I think they're so cool. Reversals in this one. Let's turn it around so you can see. I just think it's really cute. Very childlike. I sort of use it for inner child work because it's that sort of imagery. And I just really like it. I love the texture of the backgrounds and everything. Just really colourful, and it follows the RWS quite. Like, you can recognise the symbology from the RWS. Even though there's like no faces in this, it's just still really like it. And colours are cool. Yeah, I really enjoy this deck. I use this quite a lot. I think the first sort of decks I'm showing you is in my top drawer, and these are decks I use quite often. So as I get further along in the tarot collection, you'll see more decks I don't use as often. So further down in my drawers and or in the back, which are not as easy to reach for. So yeah, I really enjoy this one. So this one's the Heartful Spirits Tarot. So you love this deck. This is the Dream Vision Tarot. This is a special edition one I got off the Etsy website. It's got blue edging on it. And it also has a guidebook. I don't think the first edition had one. It keeps getting stuck in this box. There we go. So yeah, this one has a guidebook that comes with it. And gives you a little information about each card. And I love the backs on this. Look how cool they are. So beautiful, these cards. And that's the edging on them. They're really quite thick cardstock. I think I really like them. They're matte. Really thick cards, really nice quality. And I just love the art styles, like looking at extraterrestrial sort of beings, like, or like otherworldly beings. It sort of takes you to that sort of world, I think. I feel like it's very spiritual. Definitely not something I'd use every day, more when I'm searching more spiritual sort of information or shadowy sort of work. I suppose I could use it every day if I want to, but this is not how I use this deck. I sort of use this for when I'm feeling lost or need some higher power to give me guidance, because this is the sort of vibe I get from this deck. I really do feel like there are other beings guiding me through this human life. That's what it feels like anyway. Just imagery is absolutely stunning, and I love how much detail is in the colouring. See when dot work sort of colours. I think that's really amazing. This is such a well done deck. Absolutely love it. Look at that full card. How bright and colourful that is. So cool. Yeah, I love this deck. Should use this more actually. Maybe I should use it for daily pulls more. Maybe I should just stop leaving it for like this special occasion reading and use it. Half the moon. That's so obscured. That's cool. So yeah, the colour imagery I just love how bright and amazing it is. So yeah, that's the Dream Vision Tarot. Next deck I want to show you is the Symbolic Soul Tarot. I love this deck. I've raved about it plenty on this channel. Absolutely love it. The box is not to my liking because the lid always falls off, but the actual cards themselves are amazing. This is by Leus Tarot. It's like their special decks, so like their cards look so much nicer than the regular decks. Comes with a little guide, but I wish there was more detailed stuff about the artwork in here. But it comes in multiple languages. But yeah, I just love the backs. I think they're so cool. And it's really nice, thick cardstock. And I just love artwork. So cool. It's my favourite Hangman card ever. I just love the gold foiling on there. I think it's so cool. And I just love the humour in this deck. I know it's black and white with a hint of gold in it, and I like colourful decks mainly, but this just really spoke to me. The imagery spoke to me. Love that there's little hidden things in here that makes it humorous. And I just like that people are so weird, like they have like different, they're not human at all, sort of vibe going on. And you have like goat people and cat people. I just really love the art style. Kind of gives me like the old style artwork you get in playing cards. I just really enjoy the quirkiness of it. It's really beautiful. It's really nice to shuffle as well. It's just so fun to work with. I've always liked getting this one out. I've used it lots. I'll have a backup this one as well. I'm not going to count my backups in my collection count up at the end. Maybe I will, maybe I won't, but I don't think I will. It'll be like the different decks that I have. So I might be cheating a little bit. I might have more than what I actually say I do. But I'm not counting my backups because they're the ones I'm not using. They're there for when these get tattered and old and really busted up, that I'll bring out the fresh deck and bust that one up instead. Because I have a thing where if I don't have a backup or something that I really like, I'm less inclined to use the thing I love because I'm worried about ruining it. But I know I could use this over and over again and know that because I've got a backup doesn't matter. So that's my mentality anyway. I don't know if anyone else is the same. But yeah, for decks I really love, I do have backups. I can't help it. Just how my mind works, and otherwise I wouldn't use this because I love it so much. So yeah, I absolutely love this deck. And that's the Symbolic Soul Tarot. Another deck I own is this one. This is Tarot by Caro. Comes with this box. I like the simple imagery of this one and the colour palette. That's what the backs look like. It comes with a little fold out thing with the information of the cards, what they mean. And I just love the colour palette of this. Love this Magician card. Yeah, I just really like the colours in this. I don't use this one as much as I should. I do really like it. I think it's beautiful. Mine's something I would see in like a magazine where they do the like horoscope pages and they'll have an image of like the Aries sign or something. The sort of vibe I get from this art. I just really like it. Like no shading, sort of vector kind of type art. I really like it. It follows the RWS pretty much. Yeah, it's a really cool deck. This is much easier to get now. When I first bought this, I think it was hard to find. In the UK anyway, I don't know about America. So yeah, that's the Tarot by Caro. Another deck I have is this one, the Holly Simple Tarot. That's what the box looks like. It's one of the first indie decks I ever bought. I've had this for years. I actually love the art style by this artist. I have quite a few decks that I have. This is what the backs look like. And it doesn't come with a guidebook, it comes with like a brief outline of what cards mean. Like the swords, wands, cups, pentacles. And then the major on this side. And that's what an extra card that comes with it. That's quite cool. These are quite sticky cards. I don't use it that much for that reason. I don't know if it's the coating on them. They all feel a bit very waxy feeling. They're strange. Yeah, it's not one I use a lot for that because I don't like the feel of it. But I really like the art style of this. I think it's cool. It's very quirky. It's a bit pippish, but I just love the artist's work and everything. I think it's so cool. The weird little faces and things. But yeah, it's very pippish in style. Not one I'll get a lot for most of the time, but it's in my top drawer of like ones I reach for. So even though I don't use it a lot, I do use it more than others. So but yeah, it's very simplistic. I just like it. It's quite a muted colour palette for me actually, but I just like the style of it. And it's weird, you know me, I like the weird sort of imagery and everything. So yeah, it's a bit sticky, sort of cardstock. I don't know what if they've made another print of this. It's quite early on when I bought this, so I don't know. There's different cardstock now or what. Cause a lot of these cards I've had for a long time. That's the Holly Simple Tarot. Another deck I've only just recently got, which I use quite a fair bit, is this one, the Lupus Tarot or Lepus Tarot. Got it off Amazon. This is like the special edition one with like the foiling on it and everything, and the edging of the blue. So cool. Comes with a guidebook, coloured imagery inside. Gives you upright verse and advice and action, and describes the image as well, which I quite like. What the backs look like. Really like this art style. I'm not really into hairs, but because this reminds me of Donnie Darko movie, I had to get it because the guy dresses up in a bunny outfit. And it's a really cool film, and this is what the vibe I get from it. I really like it. There's bunnies all the way throughout. It's very a dark deck, sort of. Just I really like the vibe of it. Cool deck. Follows RWS, so it's easy to read and everything. I love that it's fully illustrated as well. Very elemental in the suit, so you can see straight away what suit you're working with. I love that hermit card. Yeah, it's a really cool deck. Really love it. Cardstock's really nice as well. Quite thick. Easy to shuffle. Yeah, it's a good reader. I really like this one. I use this quite a lot. I've only just recently got it, but when I have you, like the short period amount of time I've had it, I've used it a fair bit. That's what I tried to say. So yeah, I really like this deck. And that's the Leus Tarot. Very cool, I love this deck. This deck is one of my all-time favourite decks. I absolutely love this. This is the Kitty Cohane Tarot. This is the newest edition. I do have the old one edition stored as my backup. I started using this new edition that they came out with. It was by AGM. The other one came in like a cardboard top, like lift-up box. And this one's been revamped with a better box and everything, and I think it's really cool. I absolutely love the backs on these. So yeah, I do have a backup of this one because I absolutely love it. And look cool how cool these backs are, so cool. It's the colours for me, it's very 90s vibe, and you get a guidebook with it. The other guidebook was laid out a little bit differently. I think it's like long ways. This one's still got colour in it and gives you information about each card. But I absolutely adore this deck. Definitely in my top 10. I love this one. I love the colours. It follows RWS. I just love it so much. It's totally my sort of art style. I love how bright and colourful it is. There's like little faces in every card that are like hidden that you can't see sometimes at first. Like you see it in their clothing. You might see in the heels. Just like little hidden things in here. They're like, it looks simplistic at first, the artwork, and then you actually look at it and you're like, oh, I didn't notice that there before. That's sort of how cool this is. I really like it for that. Got little people in the throne there. Yeah, it's just really cute. Easy to read because it's RWS. Slightly different, but pretty much follows it. And I just really enjoy the colour palette. It's just so bright and colourful. Gives me them sort of 90s vibes. It's very nostalgic colours for me. When I grew up, these sort of colour combinations were everywhere. And I absolutely love it. So yeah, I really like this deck. Beautiful deck. So that's the Kitty Cohane Tarot. Another deck that I absolutely adore is this one, the Navigators Tower of the Mystic Sea. Beautiful deck. It's FOF style, I think, more so than RWS. But I love the artwork. Comes with a little white book, but there's also a really extensive guidebook on this. There's about 4 books based on this deck, which I do have. Lucky enough, I managed to get them. I think they're out of print and hard to get hold of now. But I actually love this deck. This is the 1996 edition that I have. I've had it a long time. I do have a backup of this one because I love it. Again, I'm not counting the backups in my count up of how many card tarot decks I have. Doesn't count, okay? But yeah, I love the art style in here. It's so surrealism, sort of vibe going on. There's so much to look at. I do wish the cards were a little bit bigger so you could see more of the imagery, but I don't mind having a big border on things. I think it protects the image more. So once you wear down the edges of the cards, it doesn't affect the image so much. Because I've had decks before where I started fading around the colours of the imagery, and I don't like that. I end up replacing them and finding a newer version. But beautiful artwork, stunning colours, so beautiful. I need to do a massive tarot study of this because of the amount of books written about this deck. There's a whole lot to it that I am missing because I haven't dived into those books as much as I should have by now, even though I've had them for quite a while. But yeah, there's a lot here, a lot of information. There's a lot of work's gone into this deck. This creator's really gone into different things about the Kabbalah and all sorts of things associated with tarot. It's just so well done. See how much detail and thought have gone into the imagery. That's what I really like about these sort of older decks. It feels like more time has been taken to create the art. But now there's a lot of decks that seem to come out so quickly. And I feel like the time's been put in the artwork as much. I do love the new art style of some new decks, but the older decks just feel like they're more in depth, and I don't know, that's sort of feeling I get from the older ones. Like more time has been taken to get the imagery across, more research in the symbology and everything. I think that's why I buy a lot of indie decks now rather than mass market decks, because mass market churn out a lot of decks, and sometimes they're done really well. Sometimes you can just tell they're just RWS clones with no thought gone into the images at all, even though they look really pretty and everything. But when people have an indie deck, they work on it for a very long time before they decide to publish it, and I think I appreciate that more because there's more thought put into the imagery. And that's my sort of take on it, really. I do love the older mass market decks. I just seem like they're taking their time with the production rather than pushing them out, getting more money sort of thing. I just really, really like this art style. It's really, really beautiful. So I absolutely love this one. It's one of my favourites. I have a backup of it. So yeah, the Navigators Tower of the Mystic Sea. Another deck I absolutely love is this one. It's the Playful Heart Tarot by Kitten Chops. Also have the additional cards separate because they won't fit in the box, as you can get additional cards with the deck. And the quality of this deck is absolutely amazing. I also have a guidebook for this on the bookshelf. It's a beautiful linen sort of cardstock. It's really, really good. I love the box that the foiling inside. I love that old gold look. It's cool. Yeah, this is a beautiful deck. Sort of backs it like so colourful, so beautiful. I'm really drawn to like watercolour sort of art as well. That's why I think I love the colours in this. It's very childlike. It's good to use for child work or just a deck that you want that's a bit more gentle. It can also be quite serious in nature as well, like the messages I get from this. But it can sort of tell you in a more, what's the word I'm trying to say here, like less blunt way of telling you something that you need to hear, I guess. So yeah, gives you the message gently, even though it's something you need to hear, but it says it in a nicer way. That's the sort of vibe I get from this deck, and I love how cute it is. And I think there's a new edition of this coming out in a different box soon, which I might get because I do like this, and I don't have a backup of this one. I would like to have one, so I'd be more inclined to get this one out a bit more. I'm a bit worried about damaging the cards, but I know the cardstock is so good. I don't think that would be a problem. I reckon I could shuffle this for ages and it will really be great still. But I love the colours and the detailing in it. It's so pretty. I love it. I like having some cute decks. It's nice to have serious decks and everything, but the cute ones are cute as well. Love that Seven of Cups card. I have a variety of decks in my collection. I like to have different things for different moods I'm in. Because although I like a certain aesthetic of like abstract, colourful things, I do like other art too. And yeah, it's nice to have a variety in my collection. So yeah, I really like this deck. Really nice, bright and colourful. And that's the Playful Heart Tarot by Kitten Chops. Next deck I have, I've only recently got this year's, the Leus Tarot. The Osman Spare Tarot. This was found in a museum and replicated as much as possible. And Osman Spare was from the 20th century, and he was an occultist, and he created his own deck to use. And it's been stored in a museum for a long time. It's only just been accessible to other people. And I just love the history behind this deck. I haven't really used this one yet because it's new to me. I wanted to read the book that comes with it more. It's really interesting because it's got the reversals and the keywords on here. And it's hard to read them, but in the book it transcribes what is said on here. And I just really, really like history behind this and when this was made and about the person that created it. And yeah, this is still in order because I don't really want to. I want to go through it card by card and have a look properly at each card. I haven't got around to doing that yet. But it's definitely one I wanted to get. It's definitely a collector's item in my mind because RWS is a classic, so is Golden Dawn, Thoth, and I feel like this one is as well. And Marseille is a classic, and I think now this one is too because it's part of history. It's been here a long time. It's part of that era where autism was very popular. And yeah, it's just really interesting. And I think him as a person is interesting. So I just really want to study this deck. So this is part of my collection because I feel like you need to have it because it's part of tarot history. And so it's the Osman Spare Tarot. Next deck I have, which was with the one I just showed you, because this is the Golden Dawn Temple Tarot deck, the Aquarian edition. I really like this deck. It's really colourful. I love the backs on these, so neat. Comes with a guidebook, basic information about the cards and everything. This deck was quite expensive when I bought it. I even kept the thing it was wrapped in because, you know, I like to keep things together and I'm a bit of a perfectionist. I like to keep things pristine, but it's another reason I haven't really used this. This is sort of a study deck as well that I was going to use this for. That's why it was with the Osman Spare Tarot. It's sort of in that section of my drawer of decks I want to study. I have shuffled this one. I have used it. It's absolutely beautiful. Cards are bigger than normal standard size. This is an extra card I was using as a significator. So I'd look at the in between. I do that sometimes with my cards. If they've got an extra title card in it, I'd use it. I have put this back in order, I think. Sort of. I kind of put this in order because I was going to study with it, but I have used it. Just not as much as I'd liked. But I love the bright coloured borders that match the image. I think it's so cool, the detail in it and the colours. I just love how each colour border is different on the majors, depending on the image it's depicted. So like yellow's prominent in this one and red's in this one. I just really like that. I like it when the borders are part of the artwork rather than just slapped on for the sake of it. I like the fire suits, they are red. And then the one suit are different depending on the image, so it merges together. That's what I really like. It's got Lord of Strife written on them, like little keywords and things. It's a pippish in nature, but I don't mind because it's a deck that I wanted to look at more in depth. No, this is not like the original sort of Golden Dawn kind of deck, but it's similar. I really like the style of this one. Very beautiful, colourful, which I like. Yeah, it really spoke to me. I just really like the imagery of it. And probably not one I'd use up every day, but I'm a collector of tarot. I appreciate different tarot styles and art and symbology, so it's definitely one I want to keep in my collection. I know people might be angry about that, like, oh, you should use decks you buy and things, but I just like collecting things because it's just my nature. I have so many, you should see how many crystals I've collected over the years, and they just sit there looking pretty, and I do get them out on occasion and work with them, but not always. I'm just a big collector at heart. I love collecting books, tarot, crystals, and artwork and art books. I love art books too. Next deck I want to show you is this one, the Luminous Void Tarot. I love this deck. It's pretty large, so it's hard to shuffle, but I love the watercolour in this, and the style of the cards are so unique. That's what the backs look like. It's like an oval shape. Weird. And then that's the guidebook. It's very minimal. But it's really well made as well. I love the backs. It's got this lovely edging. I like it when edging's not metallic. So much better, I think. But I just love the kind of creepy, like some of the images in here. Like a lot of people probably wouldn't like it. It's very out there. I love it. It's weird, it's quirky. I just really like it. I just love watercolour as well. I love how they make faces. Like the watercolours and the techniques they use with the watercolours and the blooming of the colours and everything. And yeah, it's really, really, really cool. So yeah, I really like this deck. It's not a practical one to use because of the shape of it. I think there's a smaller edition of this, but I've got the larger cards. Yeah, I really look at that Justice card. Yes, that's a bit creepy, isn't it? But yeah, it's so cute in its weird little way. I just like it. Anything weird and quirky is my thing. I love that 5 discs. Yeah, so yeah, I really enjoy this one. Quite different to what you normally see tarot artwork, and I appreciate that as well. I love this Empress card. Yeah, that's the Luminous Void Tarot. Another deck I like is this one, the Radiant Worlds Tarot. This is a mass market deck. What spoke to me about this is the colour scheme of it. Really like the warm colours. Comes with a guidebook, a lot of information in here. Got gold edging. I think this is a cool deck for the colour scheme. It's very warm toned and I really like that. Very summery deck I'd use this for. Like you're in a desert land. And it says it on the book here, it says navigate inner deserts dreamscapes, and it has got that sort of vibe to it. Like you're in a dreamland, and I just really love the imagery. I think it's so neat. I think it's so cool. Not something normally I would be drawn to because it's got like real photography imagery in it and things like that, but it's just the colours speak to me quite a lot. And we like it. I think this is so cool. There's a lot of decks that look like this, but not in this sort of colour palette, like the Moonchild Tarot springs to mind. But yeah, I just like the colours of this one. I think it's really cool. I love that Nine of Cups with the mirror. It's cute. So yeah, I really like this deck. This is the Radiant Wilds Tarot. Next deck I want to show you is this one, the Surreals Tarot. I love this deck because I love surrealism art. And I do have a backup of this deck as well, but that's not part of my tarot count, okay? I actually adore this deck. Comes with a little white book. I just wish there was a better guidebook for this book because there's so much imagery here, and it is quite difficult to work with this deck, but I really love surrealism art, so I just could not pass it up. I love the backs, they're so cool. But I love the imagery and how out there it is. And it really gets you thinking about what they're trying to portray here in their imagery. I just find it really interesting, and I just love the style, I always will. Surrealism is one of my favourite styles, as well as abstract. And I love the colours too, I think it's so cool. And there's so much detail in this. You can tell a lot of work's been done in creating this deck. So much detail, and you can see the artist's signature down there. What year does that say? 2018. Yeah, and this is so cool. Never noticed the artist's signature before. In every card. Yeah, they are. They're signed in every card. But there's so much detail. I really appreciate how much work's been put into this. Absolutely stunning. I have decks by the same artist as well. They've made other decks as well, because I just really like their art style. The artist is Luigi Di Gemmarino. It's beautiful art. Love it so much. I just wish he had a guidebook explaining about the pictures more of the imagery and that. So I reckon that would benefit people reading with this deck, because there is a lot going on. And it's so different to RWS or any other tarot symbology. There are elements that you can see, but a lot of it's very different. It's more of a deck I appreciate the art of rather than one I use a lot, because it is hard work to work with it. I do absolutely adore the detailing of all of this. Look at the detail on that hand, like, so amazing. Yeah, this is a great deck. I love this. Yeah, it's the Surreals Tarot. Another deck I absolutely love is this one. This is the Soo Tarot. It's such a tiny, teeny tiny deck. And it says here, by Eric Soto. This, I don't think you can get anymore. I'm not sure. I was lucky to nab this on eBay. And it comes with some cards that explain the meanings. It doesn't have a guidebook. It has the title cards for each card, so you can figure out what you're looking at, which is the swords. And it has meanings as well on separate cards. So like these aren't titled, these cards. So you're basically going in blind. You have no idea what they are. And even after using this deck for so long, some cards I can remember, but it's very unlikely I'm going to remember any of these, because they're so abstract and so out there. That's what the backs look like. I actually love this old style of art. It's really 90s sort of vibe I'm getting from this, early 2000s. Like when you used to watch the Windows Media Player sort of imagery as the music play, that's the sort of thing it brings me back to. I used to be so mesmerised by it, and this is the same sort of feeling I get from this. I just think it's incredible, the artwork and what it looks like. I think it's so well done. I think it's beautiful. But it's a deck that you obviously have to use the references for, unless you write the titles on them yourself, which I won't do, because I don't like doing that to cards, because I like them how they was created. I don't like edging my own decks or modifying them in any way. I just keep them as how they was made. Scared of ruining it for a start, because I'm clumsy and make mistakes on everything I do. Feels like. So yeah, I absolutely love the artwork though. It's so cool. Every card is so different. I absolutely love the details in it as well. Like, you see that, like tree branches. Just makes it so cool. Really beautiful, and I love this deck so much. And it's so small. It's so easy to shuffle. It's just so tiny, and it's just like a dream. I love little mini decks. I think they're so cool to shuffle. But yeah, I absolutely love this. I'd love to have a second copy of this deck, but it's so hard to find. But this is the Soo Tarot, and I'm so glad I have it in my collection. Beautiful, beautiful deck. Another deck I have is this one. There's the Tarot de Fuego. This is Fournier deck. I do love Fournier because the cardstock to me is like the best to shuffle with, because cards are smaller than normal tarot size. I just think they're so neat to shuffle, and they take a lot of damage because I shuffled this one quite a bit. And it comes with a little white book in multiple languages, and you don't get much information, which is a shame, because these cards are so out there in imagery, it's hard to understand what some of them mean. It's definitely a fire deck. There's fire in every card. And it's definitely giving me that sort of Mexican, Spanish feel. And I just absolutely love the artwork. Very fiery. Quite brutal in messages, I think. A lot of blood in this, and yeah, it's quite brutal in some imagery. I love how strange it is. It's standing on swords. But yeah, I think this is such a cool deck, and one I'll always have because I like using it in the summer months. I have found it difficult to work with, though, I must admit, because it's so different, the symbology, and you don't have a guidebook to look on to find out why they chose a certain imagery that they have. So we'll have to take a guess, and sometimes I second guess my intuition and get frustrated because I'm not sure if I'm getting the right message. Some cards are quite RWS in theme, but some of them are completely different. Like this one is crazy. Look at this Nine of Pentacles. Like someone's insides. So yeah, it's quite graphic, some imagery. I really, really do like this deck, and I'm always going to have this one. Very rarely keep decks that I don't like. So after this collection video, I probably will have a video of decks I'm decluttering, which I won't include in my collection video because I don't want to count them if how many I've got left, because I'll be getting rid of them. There are a few in my mind that I don't think I want to keep anymore. Yeah, but this one I'm definitely keeping because I love it. So this is the Tarot del Fuego. Next deck I'm going to show you is a deck that I absolutely love, always will love. It's the Everyday Witch Tarot that I keep in this special pouch. This is like my workhorse deck. I always return back to this one. I love the backs, I think it's so neat. And I take this one a lot when I want to do simple readings. I'll use this as my spread. So I might put underneath problems, the problem, the cause and the lesson, or what's going on in my mind, body and spirit. I do use the desire, obstacle and solution one a lot. I don't really use past, present, future one that much on here, or the personal, career or love that much, but the other ones I use. So that's part of a little glimpse into my practice, as you will. Like I'll use this on the go or whatever. And yeah, I just absolutely love the backs of these. Such a cool witchy deck, and this spread, this cloth I have, perfectly embodies this deck. I absolutely love it. Absolutely love this so much. Really does. And I like that there's 3 witches on here because I have a sister and my mum's passed. I feel like these can represent me and my sister, and that could be my mum. I don't know. It's just weird. For I suppose it could be 3 stages of womanhood, couldn't it? Like the crone and everything. But that's how I view it anyway. But I think these cards are amazing. I love the imagery. I like the guidebook for this as well. I use it so much. Love has witches in every card, and it's so easy to read. It's very good in depicting what's going on in the meanings of the cards, and it's so fun. I just like how cute it is and stereotypical witchy vibe going on. I love it. I love this moon card. I love this high priestess card as well, because that just like shows a modern take, sort of like a high priestess. Like, imagine myself in that position, like following my intuition and everything. And I just really, really like this deck. So charming. Absolutely love it. I love the empowerment in this tower card as well. It's like she's created that tower to fall down herself. She's sort of got a smirk on her face. It's really interesting. I love this deck so much. And so easy to read with, especially the court cards. I find them really easy to read here. You can see edgy and putting plans in place, plan of action sort of thing. I just like that in this deck. I love this 7 of Cups. One of my favourites, like playing a video game, picking your favourite thing that you want to get. I just think it's so neat. So yeah, I love this deck, and I do have a backup of this one because I absolutely love the Everyday Rich. I didn't like the imagery at first. So when it first came out, I was like, nah, I don't really want that. And then I eventually got it. I didn't realise how much I would fall in love with it, but I do love this deck so much. I recommend it to anyone that's into that sort of witchy vibe. It's so good. Another deck I love is this one. It's the Feldman Sisters Tarot. Comes with a little guidebook. It's from Kickstarter. Gives you a bit of information here about the cards. The cardstock's a bit scratchy on this, which I'm not a fan of. But I do like the imagery and the colour palette. You can see here how scratchy that is. That's what the backs look like. And that's pretty cool. I think I've done a video on this deck when I got it because I was so excited. Yeah, it's really, really like clings to the other card. I'm a bit worried about how this is going to hold up over time because I feel like it's just going to be really scratched up. If they're 2 extra title cards. I do like the artwork. I love how the colours as well. Like, so unusual to have this colour scheme in a deck, I think. I think that's quite interesting. And I love this 7 of Cups. Like, which doorway should I go through? Which path should I follow? Like the doorway to different ideas. So cool. But yeah, I absolutely love like the old 90s sort of style artwork. It's like someone's drawn it in paint. Like the program paint that everyone used to use back in the day. And I love like the flatness of it, and there's like no shading in it much. Just got that ombre effect in it instead. So I really like this deck. It's really out there. It's kind of surrealist in style as well. Definitely really, really cool. I love the colours. That's what really draws me in. Such a beautiful deck to work with. Just, I wish the cardstock was a bit different. Very, very scratchy. I do really enjoy this one. Came in a cool box as well that I've got on Kickstarter. This one just reminds me of Disney, of the what's his name? Goofy. Yeah, I really like this. I definitely won't get rid of this one because I really like it. You can get it off their website as well. I think they have a website on the back here. If you're interested. Pentagon Publishing, I think it's from. Yeah, that's the website you can buy it from. It's from Ukraine as well. But yeah, it's the Feldman Sisters Tarot. Next deck I want to show you is this one, the Shimmering Val Tarot by Silicon Way. I absolutely love this deck as well. It's so colourful and bright. And it's got a great guidebook. The Silla writes great meanings of her cards. And I love the box as well. This is very abstract in colours and style. I love the edging. It's like holographic. I think that's so neat. That's what the backs look like. This is the book. There's a lot of information in here. I think it's really well done, the guidebook for this card. So much larger than normal tarot, but I think you need it with this. So much detail in the cards. And I love that the titles are so small that you don't obscure it from the artwork. I absolutely love this High Priestess card. Absolutely stunning. Such beautiful, immersive artwork. It's beautiful. Wow, look at that. Death card is so cool. So many beautiful cards in this deck. So colourful. And one of my favourite decks by her. Look at this one with all the detail in the floor in there. I think it's absolutely beautiful. I feel love this deck so much. Look at that. So much layers in the art. Ouroboros there. So stunning. Beautiful style of art that she has. Love this King of Cups. So detailed and so beautiful. Great style of art. And this pairs quite well with a lot of decks that I have that are abstract, which I like. I can use like an abstract sort of oracle with this and it works fantastic. So this will forever be in my collection. I absolutely love it. So yeah, it's the Shimmering Val Tarot. Next deck I want to show you is this one, the Dark Days Tarot. Comes in this box like this. 2017 I got this, wow. It's a square deck, which is unusual. I don't really have many of that shape. So it comes with a guidebook and everything, and it's got a write up for the cards, which is quite cool. I do like this deck, and it's silver edging. And you can see I've used it a fair bit where it's a bit banged up on the sides. I do like it. And the white cards are the major and the minor are the black cards. I do this a lot with my decks. I always put them back in order if I don't use them for a long time. I don't know why I do this. It's like realign the energy, I suppose. I'm not really sure. But you might see that a lot in my collection videos. You might be like, oh, she never uses them all in order. But that's not the case. I just put them back in order again. I think sometimes I feel like I'm going to make a video and then I don't. So I thought that's why I do a collection video, just to show you everything that I have. I love this Empress card. It's so beautiful. Yeah, I really like this deck. Really cute and lovely. Bit out there in imagery. But you know me, I like the quirky decks. With the devil card with the mask. Sun card is so cute. Yeah, I really like this. Kind of preferred if all the backgrounds were white. It's easier to see the image, I think. But some of these, the black background obscures the image a bit. I don't know, it's just what I prefer anyway. But I do really enjoy this one. Don't use it as much as I've got so many decks now. But when I did buy it the first time round, I loved it. I didn't have as many decks back then. Sort of gone out of control in the past few years, it feels like. Yeah, that's the Dark Days Tarot. Great little deck. Next deck I want to show you is the Halloween Tarot in a tin. I love little decks. I think they're so cute. And I love having them in a tin. I think it's just so neat. It makes it feel more luxurious. But I also don't like carrying things in a tin because I don't want the tin to get scratched. So it kind of defeats the point of having a tarot in a tin because I'll put it in a bag. And I could just carry the decks in a bag. But, you know, that's just me trying to keep things in pristine condition as possible. But yeah, this is the Halloween Tarot, the mini version. I do have a bigger version of this as well. And I've only just recently got this one, I think. Last year I got this. So I had the bigger version. I wanted to get the tin version. I do like small decks. I find them so much easier to shuffle. The backs look like. I love that there's a cat in every card in this deck. I think it's so cool. And I really like this RWS, and it's so cutely themed, like it's old school horror sort of vibe I'm getting. Like these sort of ghosties you'd see in really old Halloween like models and like statues and things and decorations, and I just like that old style, and I love the colours as well, and I love them old style cats you see, the smiling faces. All the suits have been renamed from bats, imps, and what's the other ones? Got them now. Pumpkins and ghosts. There we go. I just think it's cute. I'll bring this out every Halloween that I've had this deck for. I always use the little version now though because I prefer it. I just think it's so cute and I love it. It's like one of the best Halloween decks out there. But that childlike vibe, and that's what Halloween's all about, right? It's like everyone as a kid celebrated Halloween. As you get older, you sort of forget about it. And I just miss that. I just love the childlike excitement of Halloween. So yeah, I really enjoy this deck. It's the Halloween Tarot. Next deck I'll show you is this one, the Wanderers Tarot. I love this creator. They've created so many amazing decks. I really like them, so I definitely had this one when it came out. I love how it's got suits shown here. Has a little guidebook with it. And it tells you like minimal meanings and like court cards and numerology and everything. It opens out into a little open page book, which is cool. I like the DIY look of it all. And it's got silver edging. Very minimal and art style. I think it's really nice. I love how it's tallied as the numbers, so it's like 9. And I do like, it's so cool, like the cards and everything. I like simplistic things sometimes. I know it's a bit pippish, but I don't know, I just kind of like it. Especially if you have an oracle deck that's quite detailed, and having a simplistic tarot next to it kind of complements it sometimes, or the other way around if you have a simple oracle deck and like a really detailed tarot deck. I just really like that mismatch of art style sometimes. Yeah, and I really like the quirkiness of this. It's weird that background on here though. You can see we're like lighter here and dark here, so I don't know. That's like a card going weird on me or a scanning problem. I only just noticed that. Or if it's intentional, but I don't notice that on any other card so far. Yeah, I just really like this. I like pairing this with the Morgan's Tarot. It's kind of like an oracle deck with a black and white theme as well. And postcards of liminal space, I think it's called. I like pairing them together. So it's got that same aesthetic as well. they complement each other quite well. But yeah, it's quite pippish. Not one I use a lot of, but I do appreciate the artwork. I really like it. I like the simplicity of it all. Yeah, that's the Wanderers Tarot. And the last deck I'm going to show in this video, this is deck number 25 so far in my collection. This is the Tarot of the Holy Light, and this is a super detailed deck. One I need to study because it comes with a huge guidebook. There's a lot of information. It comes with a little white book with messages as well. This is what the backs look like. I think they're neat. I really like the old school, like 90s blue moon and sun thing you saw everywhere on pillows, throws, cushions, like the gold, yellow like colour palette. It just reminds me of that. But yeah, I get a basic information here. And that's what the backs are. And yeah, this one's super detailed. There's a lot of information in these. I haven't used it, I must admit. I don't know why it's in my top drawer. Probably with the study decks, I suppose there was with the other two. I was gonna deep dive into a little bit. But yeah, I haven't used this. You can tell it's in pristine condition and it's in order backwards. I must have flipped through it and then left it. I haven't used this one, but look at the detailing. It's one I want to use, but I know there's so much going on. I want to know more about it first. Just so amazingly done. Beautiful deck. I love all the line art. Such beautiful colour. Look at the colours on that one. That's absolutely amazing. Tree of life going on there. Yeah, there's a lot of symbology in this and a lot of information I need to learn about. I don't have the time to study all these decks, but I love them so much. Do anyone else have that feeling? Like you want to deep dive everything, but who has the time with like everyday life and working and on your days off you only have a few hours in a day to do things that you enjoy. Like hobbies always had the back burner in my life, I feel. And always other things that need more importance there and then. So things I enjoy I don't get to do as much. It's hard to find that balance between doing things you enjoy and just doing life things that adults have to do. But yeah, I do intend on working with this. Look at that hermit card, so beautiful. One day I'll deep dive into this. I'm just glad look at that lion. So I love that. Yeah, this is a beautiful deck. I absolutely adore it. Definitely one I want to study. So beautiful. So that's the Tarot of the Holy Light. Thanks so much for watching my collection video. There's 25 decks in my collection so far. There's plenty more to go, so don't know how many parts there will be to this collection series, but I'm committed now, so I'm going to have to follow through with all the parts. There'll probably be loads. I don't want to know what the end tarot count's going to be. But let me just show you my drawer and how much I've made a dent in it. So this is the drawer I've got all the decks from. Barely made a dent. And that's 25 decks, so I've somehow rammed into here. So here's a glimpse to what you might see in part 2. I'm going to go through each drawer. I've got 3 drawers of tarot and some on the shelf. So yeah, there's going to be lots and lots of decks to be shown. And hope you enjoyed watching. I love watching collection videos, so I hope you enjoy watching mine. And thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.